The Massacre at St. Andrew Hospital Part 7. He's listening. The broadcast resumes, but the silence feels heavier now as Diane studies Paul more carefully, repeating his words and asking what he meant when he said he's not gone. Her voice is steady, but there is a shift in it, something tighter, as if she is no longer fully in control of the conversation. Paul doesn't answer right away, his eyes fixed off camera, lingering in the same place as before. Diane presses him, asking if this man is still alive, still out there, but Paul slowly shakes his head. He explains that being alive isn't the right way to think about it, that whatever this is, it doesn't follow normal rules anymore. When Diane asks what that means, Paul leans forward slightly and lowers his voice. He doesn't need to be there, to be there. The words settle into the room as Diane shifts her approach, asking if Alice ever described seeing this man in the present, not just in memory. Paul nods slowly, his expression tightening as he recalls her words, saying she told him the man stands where you can't see him. Diane pauses, visibly unsettled, but continues pressing. And how would she know that? Paul answers immediately, because he told her. The room feels tighter now, the space smaller, as Diane struggles to process the idea that something could communicate without being seen. She asks how that would even be possible, her voice no longer as steady as before. Paul looks at her directly, his expression clear now. He doesn't talk. A pause. He corrects. Diane frowns, trying to understand, asking what that means and how something like that could work. Paul's hands tighten slightly as he explains that if something is done wrong, it changes. Diane leans forward, pressing harder, changes what Paul doesn't answer right away, his eyes drifting again to that same empty space off camera. This time, he doesn't look back immediately, his gaze fixed longer than before. Diane notices and follows his line of sight instinctively. Paul, what are you looking at? His voice comes out lower now. It wasn't there before. Commercial break. Bright music cuts in too quickly. A clean modern home interior appears on screen. Everything perfectly arranged, almost too perfect. A calm voice speaks over soft lighting, describing safety, awareness, and peace of mind in everyday living. A woman smiles directly at the camera, holding her expression just a second longer than feels natural. We're always aware of what matters most. Cut to a hallway camera view inside the home. Empty, still, nothing moving. The audio continues, but the image lingers longer than expected, as if waiting for something to appear. Then the screen cuts abruptly to black. The broadcast returns without warning. The shift back to the studio slightly jarring as Diane is already mid-turn, looking toward Paul. The moment resumes exactly where it left off, but something feels off, as if the pause stretched longer than it should have. Paul is still staring at the same place. Diane turns slowly. What wasn't there? Paul swallows, his breathing shallow now. That shadow. Diane looks again, scanning the space beyond the cameras, but nothing has changed. She turns back, trying to steady herself, telling him there's nothing there. Paul nods once. I know. A pause. That's how it works. Diane asks if he believes this presence is affecting what he sees, trying to bring the conversation back to something rational. Paul shakes his head slowly, correcting her. No. A pause. What you don't see. Silence spreads across the studio as the space beyond the cameras feels deeper than it should. Diane tries to speak again, but hesitates, the control she had earlier now slipping. Paul leans forward slightly, his voice dropping to a near whisper. If he's listening, then he knows I'm talking. The red live light continues to blink, steady and unchanged.